Yo, yo, Tony D back, feeling mega, feeling good. I want to talk about something today I think is a lost art form, and it really sucks, I think, because it's the art of the story in the back of the book that they used to do quite a lot. The first time I ever was introduced to it was Flash, and they did these backstories with Dr. Fate, and I didn't know it till later on in life. Keith Giffen was doing the pencils on those, and it's really great artwork. Like, he was stealing the show from Carmen Infantino. I'll give you the niblets, your boy always does. The art of the story in the back of the book, it's lost. I don't see it anymore. This was a fantastic, I have 3 of these, and it's actually something I collect. Every issue of Flash that has the Dr. Fate stories in the back. And there's also a Firestorm backstories that they were doing with Flash around this time period. These will run you about $8. Very fine copies on mycomicshop.com. It's not a dollar bin thing, but it's something I like to collect just because it's a history thing now. Let's get into this. And I'll show you why these backstories, they could steal the show, and they were good stinking stories with Dr. Fate. Look at that artwork. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, Keith Giffen. The writing, back then, I was more into the art, and you can tell this is just fantastic artwork. It really did Dr. Fate justice. And the Flash books at that time they were struggling. I get it. After the big battle with the Reverse Flash and him taking out the Reverse Flash, and then it turned into a whole court thing. It's lame. It was pretty bad. And then you had Crisis coming in and finishing our boy off. What you gonna do? Yeah, the story really, I'm not doing a review, just showing the artwork. But yeah, there was drama in these things too that I kept coming back. These were things I would reread over and over again. When I was young, I always felt I was doing something wrong when I had some kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the mystical arts, religious type stuff. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's funny now, but yeah, look at that. There's some other artwork, and the other 2 I'll show you. That little mega mini Tony D looking at that. What's going on here? So just the Aztec warrior, the artwork was just really fantastic. And I love the symbols when he would do his thing. Details matter. So yeah, you see some power. It's worth the money if you're collecting like that to get into these stories back here. Maybe it was because Flash at the time was struggling. Look at that artwork. Look at the detail. I remember getting lost in that, just checking that out. Old Aztec stuff, Dr. Fate. And they always did a good job of giving you the recap. I don't know why I mentioned that. And I never really noticed, you know how every hero has a little paragraph up there, but he has one up there, the Lords of Chaos. He is possessed by the Lord of Order. Being a kid, I was into action, but the artwork in this just sucked me in. I remember that at night, just over and over, multiple times. Look at that, that's cool. When I saw that, I thought about Legion of Superheroes for some reason, but he really brought it. Like, he stole the show. Look at that right there, like that whole splash of energy, like, it's really good. The story is important. The writing, the artwork can take you to places, your imagination. That's totally what this did. Oh yeah, and he goes to this, Giffen doesn't do just an awesome job drawing these like zombie-like army of living dead. Oh yeah, that's great stuff. Yeah, we'll get into the last one. Look at this. Fantastic. So yeah, it's an action story. Oh, and I always thought this was so weird. This whole thing of this thing coming out of her mouth. Oh wow, it was just so weird and gross. And that reminds me of some of the movies in the 80s, but yeah, Dr. Fate was serious business. Yeah, and then you had these weird Lovecraftian creatures. You had it's just 9 pages of this. to make an impact. That's a tough thing. Because people are buying that title based on, you know, who it is. You know, you're getting that because you like the Flash. And then you see this Dr. Fate character. This artwork is, it's on the next level. Check this out, the detail. There's so much cool stuff out there, I think really gets lost in between the lines of the speculating, the movies, the grading. I think a lot of cool stuff gets lost, and I want the channel to highlight that, you know, and get it out there. That's why I want to hear your stories. I think it's important that they be told. Yeah, and then that was so horrific looking. Crazy. Yeah, I'll do the Firestorm ones are good too. But yeah, what a journey. That's a lot of detail. A lot of negative space action. Yeah, and there was this other world he was going to fight these battles. Like this, in my mind, this is what Dr. Fate should be. I think the Dr. Fate character was really, or should be, this is my viewpoint, should be in a very weird, just grotesque type environment. Giffen really brought it. Look at that stuff. Takes his helmet off. And look how the energy is attached to his eyes. That can give you nightmares. Those are the three I have. I do collect these. It's a thing I do where I started collecting all the backup stories with Dr. Fate and Firestorm. So I'll follow it up with a Firestorm one. It's pretty cool. The artwork with that is fantastic as well. But I'll get into that. But you know what I'm saying? Let me know some backstories that you got into or had an impact on you, that you were just reading your main title guy and then you were, whoa, wait a minute. This is pretty good. Let me know. I'd like to highlight some of them. Buy them and read them and get it.